will come from Greg Hunter of the Blue and Gold News.
So Jalen, you would have been young last time West Virginia played Syracuse, but as a West Virginia kid, you may have some memories. Do you remember Syracuse and West Virginia games?
I was really young, so I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I'd say I really don't have any memories of those games.
Our next question comes from Keenan Cummings.
Hey, Jalen. You said obviously you don't know much about the old Syracuse games. What do you know about this team so far? What have you learned about it? And what did last night do for you, from a confidence perspective? I know you had struggled the past two games before.
They're a really versatile team. They can do a lot of different things. They have a lot of guys who can space the floor, a lot of guys who can bring the ball up, initiate their offense. And I'm really looking forward to the matchup that they present for us. And for me personally, last night like y'all said, I was struggling the last few games. As soon as I saw that first one go in, it was just keep shooting the ball from there. Don't get down on yourself. Just enjoy the moment, have fun. Like I'm a young guy. This is my first time being in an NCAA tournament. So it's just all playing with confidence, playing free, having trust in my teammates, having trust in my coaching staff, and just sky's the limit for us as long as we stay together.
Ryan Pritt, Charleston Gazette-Mail.
Hey, Jalen, obviously, Buddy Boeheim's on a scoring tear right now. You guys have played some pretty good individual players, Cunningham, Reeves, Mac McClung, all those guys. Does he remind you of any of them at all? And does your guys' experience in taking on some pretty good individual players already help you in this one?
I mean, yeah, we've had to guard some guys who can get hot in a hurry, and he definitely falls in line with that. I would say he shoots it a lot better than most of those guys because he can pretty much shoot from anywhere. He can create his own shot. So it's definitely going to be a challenge, but I think that we're going to go over some stuff today and practice later, and hopefully we'll be ready. We will be ready.
Kevin Kinder, Blue and Gold News.
Jalen, you mentioned being a first-time player in the NCAAs. Did you think about what you wanted to do or what you hoped happened? And does getting a couple threes plus a kind of a posterizing dunk play into that? Does it flash in your mind beforehand?
You always have those thoughts like, what if I get a breakaway? What dunk am I going to do? But once you're in that moment, it's just for me personally, it's what can I do to help my team win? And if that's making a shot, if that's getting a fast break, getting a steal and dunking it, it is what it is. I'm just trying to win. Even if it's getting a stop, I just want to do whatever I possibly can to stay on the floor and help my team win.
Justin Jackson, Morgantown Dominion Post.
Hey, Jalen, congratulations on the win last night.
Thank you.
Hey, there's in college basketball and maybe in basketball in general, there's very few teams that are just simply, known for the defense. I mean, West Virginia kind of went through that identity with Press Virginia the other day or a few years ago, but obviously Syracuse and its 2-3 zone is like a famous thing in basketball. Going up against that, just kind of, what are your thoughts as a shooter going up against that? And just the aura of the 2-3 zone. I mean, like, when was the first time you first knew about it from Syracuse?
I've known about the Syracuse zone forever, basically, because when I first started playing AAU basketball, like, we put in a zone offense, we called it Syracuse. Zone defense, we called it Syracuse, because that's just what they are known for. That's them. They have athletes. They run 2-3, and as a shooter, not saying it makes any difference from man to zone, but there's a lot more space and you can move out of line way better. And you can just create shots for yourself and for your teammates when people play zone because they're not really focused on you as much. So I'm really excited for this matchup.
A follow-up in scouting Syracuse, I mean, obviously Jim's kid is their leading scorer. And when you guys look at him, is it hard not to just see him as a coach's kid other than, just being one of their best players? I mean, kind of, what's your take on that?
I mean, he's he's a phenomenal player. So you have to look past the coach's kid part because he's obviously more than that, or he wouldn't be scoring 30 in the NCAA tournament. Like all these guys can play, and expect him, he can shoot from anywhere. We just gotta be up in him. We gotta be ready to go.
Mike Casaza, 247.
Hey, Jalen, how's your day?
Pretty good. How's yours?
Going well, thank you. I wanted to talk about your night last night, specifically after the game. You all are accustomed to late nights, but I imagine last night was different because the experience, your adrenaline, I'm sure your phone's going crazy. You got to get in touch with people. And then I don't know what happens after that. Like, as far as trying to go to the bed, do they hand you an iPad with some film? Are you thinking about Syracuse? Just take me through from, the time and what happened once you all left the arena.
So we probably got back to the hotel at like 1:30ish, and then I took a shower. I got in bed. I watched as much as the Moorhead game, as I could before I fell asleep, and that was basically it for me. Like, they had food for us waiting at the hotel. I think it was pizza and wings. So we really were on our own after the game, and all the scouting and stuff starts today for us.
John Antonic, WVUsports.com.
Jalen, getting back to the 2-3 zone, everybody that's ever played a pickup game has played a 2-3 zone. What makes this zone so different, and how do you attack it in your eyes?
It's just the way that they, like, it's not even really a true zone. Like, as soon as the ball goes into the middle, it becomes a matchup. So the guy in the back will take the guy in the middle, and then everyone on the perimeter, they just match. So that's the way that we're going to attempt to attack it. And we're just going to try to make plays, create shots for our teammates, create shots inside, and hopefully it works out.
Does their length that they have on the wings play a big part in what they do?
Yeah, that's why their zone's so successful, because they put guys out there who are athletes. They're 6'7", and it's really difficult to attack.
So having a 6'7" guy shooting out there probably helps.
Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks.
Cody Nesper, WV Sports Now.
Hey, Jalen, I was just wondering if you could kind of tell us about your memories of the old Big East and, West Virginia Syracuse matchups. And then, is it exciting for you guys to get to play one of these old sort of traditional rivals of West Virginia?
I was like 9 years old when West Virginia was still in the Big East, so I really don't have much memory of that. But it's definitely great for the fans who were looking forward to an old Big East matchup, and they got it. So we're gonna be ready to go, and yeah, we're gonna be ready to go.
Any further questions for Jalen, please use the raised hand feature. Okay, Jalen, thank you for your time.